the mayor said that all the other 6 different mayors had political appointments of the other chiefs. That's not the case. This last chief, for instance, was appointed, but it was after a resume process. Chief Larsson went through a resume process. It wasn't somebody he knew from the American Legion or something like that. So I wish I was able to say all this beforehand, before you went into closed session. I don't know what your discussions were, but that's a little disappointing. And I'm surprised that they spoke up about us being able to comment, but that's okay. So I have a revised petition. I read it at the last meeting. I'm not going to go through it again. I hope that the board takes into consideration the public outcry, the public comments, and I wish you would have given us the opportunity to again speak. I don't know if anybody else wants to speak to that, but the letter to rescind, the request for letter rescind is here. We're updated with new names on it. We get names constantly, so I will remit it to Court of Law thing. But if anybody else has to say something, that's great. Again, hopefully Chief Larsson has remitted his letter to rescind. I believe, me personally, that he was forced to do this in the beginning just because of other comments I've heard from a majority of people with a lot of stuff going on here. So this was kind of silly. This was a long time. I know a lot of people are standing here and want to get home to their kids, and I'd love to see it transpire from here. Thanks.
Mayor Hart, members of the board, as you can imagine, my name is Chief Larsson, I'm an attorney to serve at Chief Larsson. I just want to make a point so that it's a record today that he has in fact rescinded the signature on his option to vacate the office. He will not be vacating the office on the 31st.
Not yet, but we'll discuss
May I
that.
approach to give the original?
Sure.
Thank you.
Louder, please.
I appreciate you allowing me the opportunity, but I just want to make sure that part of the record is rescinded that letter to vacate the chief of police office.
Thank you.
Public comment?
Yay, Chief!
Yay.
Hi, my name is Robert Markle. Mayor, I met you a week or so before the election, and congratulations in your achieving this position. When I was speaking with you, we discussed your plans, and my statement here relates to everything that you will be doing in office, and especially what relates to the water rights. You had said that you only wanted to hold off this one term, the 4 years. You also said that you had entities or people or companies that wanted you to run for office. You didn't personally want to run for office. And I asked you who those people were, who those entities were, who those businesses were. And you declined to say who they were, saying that that was privileged information, while you were a person seeking a public office. That concerns me. I hope we as a people in this village, this town, know who those people were that put you into office through campaigning and working for you. Because I'm concerned about this, because now that you are sitting in office, I wonder how many of those people, entities, businesses, are now going to get positioned into new routings of business, of favor, of monies in doing projects like the new suggested routing of water.
Yeah, so
And,
just so you know, we are cutting the budget, we're not expanding the budget. We haven't expanded any positions, we've eliminated positions to save money, so
Cool.
any reference to graft or something like that is, that goes beyond the pale because we're going the opposite direction. And as far as, routes and things like that go, it's decided by the engineers, not by any political entity. So that has no bearing on how this is done. It's done by way of the right path because the engineers found that to be the right path, not because the political entity had any involvement. So no elected officials have any involvement in any of that kind of stuff.
Would you be able to state who wanted you to run for office?
Yeah, those are discussions, and the flavor of the conversation that you have is generally what we talked about, but how you said it is not, what we said. So what I said was my neighbors and friends of mine asked me when I got back from Afghanistan if I'd be interested in running for office. That's what I said, right? And I said, well, I want to do something good for the community because the community's been done very nice homecomings for my family and I. That's specifically what I said. And they have. And that is why I'm doing this, because, you may well know, maybe you don't know, but the mayor's position is very low pay job. It's $7,000 for the mayor, $1,000 for the liquor commissioner.
I'm sure you're not interested in the money in the
It's
position.
relatively volunteer. It's relatively a volunteer deal. I mean, then it is for all the trustees.
It's a power position too. You have power to wield sway of
That's right.
how
So,
government goes there.
that's correct. I'm trying to put it on a good path.
The other thing is, you said you had gone to college and you were interested and you found it interesting to go back to the fellow people that you went to school with and told them the situation of vacancies of business in our community. And you said, what a great opportunity. If I become mayor, maybe they could fill the positions of vacancies in our town. Things like that concern me, that they may have position to, and I think it's a movement throughout our entire country that businesses are trying to take over certain sectors of society that affect and help all of us and affect daily.
I'm not following what your
lives.
logic is there. I mean, if we got a Starbucks to come into town, the rationale for that would be that we get revenue. The village gets 1% of the sales tax. So those kind of businesses are where we're trying to get here. That's one of the campaign issues. When I was going door to door, I probably stood on maybe 4,000 doors. And one of the chief complaints was there was no place to shop. So that's a benefit that would help the village if we got somebody. Right now, there isn't anybody knocking down our doors to get here. It's a big investment for a company to come here. And what that does, if we get that 1% sales tax, it reduces how much we have to spend from people's property tax. So that's generally how it works, and that was the general flavor of that conversation as well.
I'd rather see a local shop open up
We'd love for that too.
that would be
But
great.
it's gotta happen.
I would rather see that so that we can generate more local money and local business.
Can you wrap your comments up, because it is almost 11 o'clock at night?
Yes, I'm just concerned about who put you there and how that'll play out in the 4 years, because the 4 years of what you do and you change in our laws and our local community is nothing compared to how it'll affect the rest of our lives, because many of the people here will be living here the rest of our lives, and you're just doing a 4-year thing.
Well, and actually, just to address that comment, what I said was, they have me for 4 years. And we'll decide after that what happens.
Yeah,
They have me for 4 years.
I said that to a lot of
You
people.
didn't plan to do a second term.
I don't currently plan to, but I may
Yeah.
plan to, so there you
The
go.
wheels are
That's
going.
life.
If
Here we
the
go.
people behind you push you to do a second term, you'll probably do a
If I
second.
could
That's very
guess,
concerning to me.
if I could guess what would happen next year, then I would, be a soothsayer, but I'm not,
Yeah,
so.
right. Well, you're very manipulative and forcing the situation here.
Okay.
And I just want to make that clear.
Well, thank you for your comments.
Okay,
Appreciate that.
thank you.
Any other comments? Okay. We will will call for adjournment, and we do not plan on holding the special meeting after this.
Are you kidding me?
That's exactly what I was addressing.
That's what we thought.
You don't care about us. This is a public hall. We pay your bills.
So we sat here all this
You
time.
represent
That
us.
was
Come on, guys. Don't close this.
You announced the meeting, you have to hold it, right? It was 2 days announced 48 hours ago.
And the board decided they wanted to cancel it.
Oh, come on,
Roll
people.
call, please.
It took 2 hours to
The
decide
board
that?
decided
Yeah,
they
well,
wanted
put to bed.
2 hours and 20 minutes.
What, you put a
It's
knife
bad
through
government. This is just bad government.
you put a knife through their back so that they have to follow what you say? Come on.
And I can see why you won't run for
That's why I'm concerned about who put you in office.
Oh, my God.
God, is that bad?
You won't even,
Really pathetic.
Sit here for 2 hours and 20 minutes, and this is what we get.
come on. That's ridiculous, people. Yeah,
Shame
boo.
on